wrong program, of our hypothesis test. Again, this is the hypothesis test for the volume of LaCroix cans. And our step 4 is the culmination of everything we did, but the main thing we're taking from step 3 is this p-value over here. So in step 4, our final step is to, we call it our conclusion step. Let's conclude. We're first going to make a decision, decide about the null hypothesis, and then from there, interpret results. Right? So we got to remember, your first decision is always made about the null hypothesis, since that's what you assume to be true. So our p-value came out to a really small value of 0.0034, which is less than our significance level of alpha. And so when the p-value is low, you're going to reject the whole. So reject the null hypothesis. But remember, what we were interested in is this alternative hypothesis. That's what we asterisked. They wanted to know if the mean, if we suspect the mean to be less than 355. And if we reject the null hypothesis, we're going to support the alternative hypothesis. And now we're just going to sum everything up in terms of the context of the problem. So we did reject the nulls. That means this test is significant, and there is significant evidence. Significant evidence to support the claim and again, we're supporting the alternative, so I'm just going to write the alternative now in context. To support the claim that the amount of LaCroix I think I'm going to go back. Hold on. Not just the amount. It's the average amount. So the mean amount of LaCroix in all the cans filled that day is less than the target value of 355 milliliters. So that's the conclusion, the interpretation of what you just found. But I always want you to support your evidence. Your evidence in this trial is your p-value. So I always want you to sum it up. Make sure you let the reader know what your p-value actually came out to be. And in this case, they would see that that is a very definitive p-value, very low p-value. There aren't a lot of alphas for which we would have a different decision than this. And that concludes our 4-step process. So eventually, as you do one step at a time, eventually you'll be able to put them all together fairly quickly.